You're currently watching an update on Cyclone Riley, which is formed just off the coast of Australia. Currently has winds of 40 miles an hour, pressure of 999 millibars, has just formed, currently located at 16.9 degrees south, 121.4 degrees east as of January 24th at 0030 UTC, so 30 minutes past midnight. The storm is currently moving to the southwest, just off the coast of Australia. There's kind of a wide shot there. And the storm is currently a CDPS stage 1, meaning that while hazards are relatively low because the storm has just formed, it is going to remain offshore, so it is going to be relatively low projective-wise, although if you were on the path of the storm, it would probably be closer towards stage 2, so low to moderate impact, but is currently not forecast to make landfall in any land areas. So just to give perspective as to where the storm is, currently about 80 nautical miles away from Broome, the closest place it is to in Australia, about 421 miles away from Kupang, up in Timor-Leste. In Port Hedland, it is 261 nautical miles away from. Exmouth even farther at 514 nautical miles away. And Surabaya in Java is about 768 miles away from Riley. So pretty far away from a lot of areas that won't likely be impacted by the storm, but just gives you some idea of where the storm exactly is. So here's the GFS model. This one is a little bit old because the NOAA data isn't coming in correctly for some of these sources, like Tropical Tidbits right here. We can see here in the run, there's Riley on the bottom right portion of your screen, intensifying off the coast of Australia. A little bit unrealistic in this run. This kind of gives you a general idea of where it's supposed to track. You see towards the very end of that, it takes a little bit of a dive more towards the southwest as opposed to a straight west and west-southwest track it was taking beforehand during this run. There, right, is a track map of where the storm is supposed to go according to a bunch of models, including the HWRF, the NavGem, the GFS, and some other statistical models here and there. You can also see the intensity forecast there on the right. You can see the HWRF, and they're kind of in the middle of all the runs. That NavGem and the GFS, the most aggressive, can get close to up towards Category 2 status. Most of the models taking it from tropical storm to Category 1 status at this time. And then pressure down there you can see as well. So this is the Bureau of Meteorology forecast track. Currently a AWST Category 1 storm, considering it just developed and was just named a few hours ago. It was just designated by the ATCF about 6 hours ago. Moving off towards the west or west-southwest, eventually moving up towards Category 3 status. That is about a Category 1 on the Saffir-Simpson scale, give or take. So nothing really too significant here or there. You can see it stays offshore from Port Hedland down to Karatha up towards Onslow. It stays offshore. This is the JTWC forecast calling for Category 2 peak by the time it gets the furthest away from any land areas. And you can't really see it in this run, or in this graphic, excuse me, but it's going to take a turn towards the southwest as it begins to interact with the trough axis moving in, and will eventually pull it down, and then a ridge as well over Western Australia will pull the system down to the south and away from any more land areas by the time we get into next week. So this is a satellite loop of the storm. You can see just developed, pretty nice convection overall with it, a nice easterly band, or westerly band with the storm, kind of fueling the way for it to intensify a little bit more as it progresses off towards the west-southwest. It's in a pretty good environment overall. Sea surface temperature is very high, as they usually are in this region of the world. Wind shear is low for the moment, and water vapor imagery is revealing that it is in a decent environment right now, but it may become a little bit more hostile later on. We'll just have to wait and see on that exactly. So Riley is not the only system going on around the world. We have actually a lot of systems, although no other named storms right now. In the southern hemisphere, we have Invest 95P, which is just located off the coast of the Cape York Peninsula, has a medium chance of development right now. Invest 90S in the middle of the Indian Ocean has a low chance right now, as it will eventually get kind of sucked into Riley as Riley becomes stronger, and 90S will kind of divert eastward as a result. Invest 93S off the coast of Madagascar, that will likely become a named storm pretty soon, and then the remnants of Desmond over Mozambique. Even a little bit of activity in the northern hemisphere. What's left of O1W still somehow hanging around over the Philippines. It's not really much anymore. and then invest 90B in the Bay of Bengal. Low chance of that one developing, not really much threat with that one there. So you can contact Force 13 on any of its outlets. The list is here. The website is www.force-13.com or www.force-13.co.uk. YouTube, which you're probably watching the video from already, just Force 13, as you see right there. If you haven't subscribed yet, consider that. Facebook, Force 13, all in text, same with the Twitter. And then you can contact Nathan on Discord at Full13 with extension 9094 for tropical weather chat. And you can join our Discord server for that as well. This is Hank Dulce from Force 13 signing out.